Ladies and gentlemen, this feature is a absolute game changer. So, one of the great things with AI is that as people are beginning to use it, they are beginning to basically use it, interact with more. And so, what we're adding to Ignite Business Software is to give you the ability to actually have AI create either your funnels or your websites. So here's what this looks like. So right now it's in beta, but for every member that's a part of Ignite Business Software, you have access to this technology and you can actually begin to use it right now. And so the more that you use it and the more feedback that you give us, the better we can actually perfect this for you. So on the left hand side, you're gonna click on where it says sites, and then you're gonna see a nice little purple area that says build with AI. Okay. You're gonna click on that. And what this will allow you to do is to build using prompt based suggestions. So as you see here on the left hand side, it's asking the basic information, right, to get a good foundation of what we essentially want to identify this with, right? Deciding what type of niche that we're in. If you can't find your niche, don't worry. If you can't find your niche, just hit other, right? No big deal. And so you fill this out the best you can possible, right? Who's your target audience, etc. And then you're going to click on this little toggle that says build. This is where you're actually going to go ahead and type in the prompts that you want. So let's do this in real time so you can see it. I'm going to name this funnel newsletter funnel. Okay. All right. And so it already begins to, based on what I'm putting, it's already beginning to give a base, right? The base of the prompt. But instead of me hitting generate, I'm actually going to give it more customization. So let's say I am let's say I'm someone who's doing insurance, and then I want people to, do I want them to generate as a lead? I mean, who doesn't like leads, right? So we'll do leads. And then who's my target audience? Let's say in this case, I'm going to make my target audience uh, small business owners. Okay. And then finally, what am I offering? Right. So I'm going to offer. Here's the reason we have it asking this is that if it's going to be a funnel, right? Funnels are meant to convert a lead to a customer. And so in many cases, when you're in that mindset for marketing, you have to be willing to exchange or give something. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to offer a free consultation. All right. Now, with this is enough information based on all these things, based on all the research and data points that we already have for it to begin to create the funnel. However, with that being said, we can give it additional details. Remember, the cool thing with AI is the more details that we give AI, the better it can actually develop for us. Okay. All right. So let's say I want to add in here my brand colors are, oops, are purple and white. Okay. And yeah, let's just say that. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and hit generate. And let's see what we get. And you know what? I didn't hit send on my brand color piece, but we'll be fine. All right. So here's what we have so far. We're going through the SEO. We're going through the title. We're preparing. We're having the images prepared for us. Keep in mind, we can change these images later on. We can change the design. We can change the color later on. It's going to take initially what we gave it, and it's going to actually build the initial parts of the funnel for us. Okay. I'm really excited for you guys because what this does is I'm really excited for this because for most businesses, the website in itself becomes one of their largest, gonna say one of the biggest excuses. One of the biggest reasons of why someone has not promoted their business, why someone has not um, been actively collecting more clients, etc., or sharing information about their business. And they'll say, "Oh, my website's not right." Okay. So look, here we are. This is the website that it gave us. And this is not bad, right? This is not a bad website. Granted, what we would do here is probably just adjust it, and we can add our adjustments here. But this is a good website. Let me hit this preview button and allow you guys to actually see it. There we go. All right. So look at this. This is a good website, and it is meant to do exactly what it says. So I'm focusing on this case: finance, insurance for small business. Turn your monthly newsletter into a blah blah blah. And I would change this. Maybe I want to collect the. Maybe I want them to get my newsletter, versus et cetera, et cetera. So this is fine. So it makes it a lot easier. This takes away the excuse. You won't believe how many small business owners, through various consultations that I'm talking to, where they're conducting business, and yet one of the things that shies them away is the website piece. Craziness. Well, luckily for them, Ignite Business Software takes that excuse out. Now let's go back to, and it auto saves already, so we're good. Let's go back to a full website. So that was what's called a funnel. Let's go back to a full website. Now let me say this: on a full website, what will take place is that the prompting is going to be more detailed, because normally for a full website, people tend to have a lot of pages associated with it. So when we click on Build with AI, there's going to be more in-depth questions that we need to answer. Okay. I also want to say that as a business owner and you have branding, you may have a certain shade of purple or a certain shade of orange, etc., for your business. And what you want to do is, if you have what's called hex codes or color codes, these are, it's normally 6 digits or so that will specifically get the right color and shade and tint that you might have for your particular image. That way everything works properly. So if you already have a logo, it would be good for you to upload your logo. Or if you already have a logo, it would be good. It would be your best interest to get the hex codes or the color codes for your logo and tell the AI. All right, because if not, it kind of makes it difficult, and you'll be wasting a lot of time going back and forth, and you just tell it exactly what you want. All right. So same process here, but again, for an entire website, you want to be as detailed as possible, because websites tend to have multiple pages, whereas funnels are meant to have a minimal amount of pages, and they're meant primarily to convert either from someone from cold to warm, or from cold to hot, or from lead to customer. Okay. All right. So I'm excited for you guys. Hope you enjoy this, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.